All right, I got serious glasses on, so we're gonna go through this bullshit one more time. Right now, there are 4.5 million confirmed cases globally. There are 306,000 deaths globally. We don't know how many have recovered. We don't know how many are asymptomatic. So they keep telling you 80% of the people walk around asymptomatic. So at this point, all these months in, we pretty much definitely have herd immunity developed with this thing. There's no reliable data for this. You've got none, zero. You have no data that you can collectively look at, think about, spout. You can't quote any of it because none of it's accurate. None of it. I thought that once we got outside of China that we would be better off. I kept telling people wait till Western countries got a hold of it, started putting numbers out, and you can give it up here. This country is lying about it straight out. That's just the way it is. There's not much we can do. To that end, how they test is we don't know how they test. There's no standardized test for this thing anywhere. They use what's called a PCR test. They're horribly inaccurate, and they're only suited for certain things and certain fields. So that out the gate is just kind of what they're doing is looking for leftover genetic information. A virus has a single strand of genetic information. It's called RNA. Humans and higher organisms have DNA. It's two strands looped in the helix like you've all seen the pictures of. Single strand DNA gets corrupted easier because when it's replicated, there's not a check for it. So certain enzymatic processes happen and it goes back with its amino acid layout. On a DNA transcript, it's got similar actions, but they are checked with other matching amino acids. So there's less mutation in a DNA genetic code. So anyway, a PCR or these other tests that are based off that same type of procedure, they take the specific genetic information they're looking for and they put it in a jug, and these things make it more. They get it to propagate until they can get ratios and numbers where they can say, oh, well, there's this much of it, there's that much of it, there's that much of this. It's that's very basic for you biology guys and PhDs and shit like that. Fill in whatever. That's the gist of it for most people, so they can get an understanding of how that test works. So there's no standardized test. You don't go to Lowe's and get a standardized test for that. You don't go to the university to get a standardized test. None of these testing organizations anywhere in the world use the same kit or the same testing methodology. It's not there. Also, it is pretty common for each facility, each hospital, whatever, to develop their own tests. Some of them look for actual active pathogens, and that is obviously what you want to get. But you're still not being told what type of test is being run or how it's being done or where. So collectively lumping all of these results everywhere, you're not getting an accurate data set. So it's skewed. You got to throw it away right out the gate. And I just don't understand why people don't get this. And then here in this country, they keep dropping and expanding the parameters for the testing. They change the criteria for the testing. They keep broadening it like a PCR test. To me, that's maybe a bad analogy, but they keep grabbing at anything they can that they can pull in and tie to this data set. So even doing all of this, these numbers are nowhere near what the predictions have been. Nowhere near it. And we could double this number here right now today, and it still won't and you can double it again at the end of the year, it's still not going to be anywhere near what they said it was going to be. Nowhere. So you've got all these experts out there telling you this thing. When it first started, oh, it's not that bad. Just use precautions. Don't wear a mask. You don't need a mask. No, we don't need to lock anything down. So they told you all this on the onset. Give it a couple weeks, they change everything. Oh, you got to wear the mask. You got to lock everything down. We got to do this. We got to do that. And it's all wrong. And on top of that, they're bringing in celebrities to sway public opinion and influence you and get you beat into this. This thing is already part of our cultures, our lifestyles. It's already here. If you take any of these pages that are following this, when this stuff first hit our shores back in the end of December, 1st of January, things on the internet had already said it already mutated at least once. Then the other week, there was a data set somewhere that said there are 11 to 12 variations of this thing already. So no vaccine is going to do anything for it. It's not going to happen. And this specific strain is going to vary throughout regions. They've already told you that. They've already told you that there's 4 or 5 different kinds, and they'll break it down on this nice, neat little map, global map, show you which country has which virus strain. But the point being is this thing is not killing people, dropping them dead in the streets. It's not happening like that. This is not worth any of what's happened. Furthermore, let's get on the masks, because everyone's crying about the mask and virtue signaling. You know what this is? These are dryer sheets. You know what they're made of? They're made of polypropylene. Do you know what's in an N95 masks? Polypropylene sheets. Okay? So basically, these masks that you guys are all clamoring over and trying to get, they're basically dryer sheets with a cloth liner on either side of it. Let me tell you the problem with masks. You've been beaten down to tell you that this thing is an aerosol, meaning you exhale it, you breathe it in and breathe it out. It's suspended in water, moisture droplets. Every time you exhale, you give off a lot of water. That's why your glasses fog up when you have a mask over your face. That's why your windows fog up when you're sitting in there talking, sitting in your car when it's raining outside, because you give off so much water. So when you're doing this and you're wearing this mask, every time you exhale, you are putting, if you have this infection, every time you exhale, you're putting pathogens inside of this wherever you exhale. And yeah, it's going to catch a lot of them. I'm not saying that this thing has no effect or no efficacy. I'm not saying that. For all you retarded liberals that are saying I'm saying that, come on, stop. Just calm down. I didn't say that. Try to get some comprehension in there. So when you breathe, exhale on this, you are concentrating pathogens in this if you have it. If you don't have it, if you don't have an infection, these things are not airtight. They're not sucked to your face. Every time you inhale, you create a negative pressure. You are physically and forcefully sucking air in these sides, around your eyes and your nose. You are breathing in any contaminant to some degree. You're concentrating it and you're keeping it in yourself. So don't go around giving people bullshit about them not wearing their mask, killing your grannies. This thing is not killing people en masse. It's not wiping civilization out. There's no reason to have everything locked down right now. We've got herd immunity. We've been living and breathing and eating this thing now for months. People have not completely shut down throughout the country. So go look for some data where people haven't shut down, and the numbers are really probably lower than in these concentrated areas. When you concentrate the populations, you're ensuring the spread of this. At first they were telling you it was flatten the curve, flatten the curve. Everyone loves a slogan and a program to get behind. It's nonsensical. It's just not. It doesn't work like that. What you will end up doing is having a family full of sick people that do need to go to the ER versus the random people that picked it up that might need to go to. This thing it hasn't crippled hospitals. Hospitals are closing and laying people off. I can't help that in some really shitty parts of the country that are democratically controlled. I'm trying to keep this not political, but if you want to put up a political hierarchy map and who does what where, you're going to see that the places that are most devastated are pretty much democratic shitholes. So how is that somebody else's fault other than the health administrators and people in these regions? It's not Donald Trump's fault. It's not the turnips' fault. What the hell? I don't even get this. I don't even understand that. I don't understand you people. So don't give anybody shit, because at this point you're being forced down and beat down and subjugated. They're pushing some vaccine that's not going to work. Go dig around for Bill Gates giving you a quote the other week on MSNBC or CNBC. I don't even know which network it was. He's sitting back in his chair on some ski slope with some blonde interviewing him a couple weeks ago, maybe a year ago, asking him why he got into the vaccine business, and quote, it's a no-brainer because his returns are 800%, meaning he gets 100%. He gets eightfold back for every dollar he puts in. He gets 8 back. He said it was a business model that you can't overlook. You know, that's what he said. It's a quote. I'm not making it up. Go look for it. It's just time to stop this. And everyone virtue signaling. I'm done with it. I am beyond done with your stupid shit. I pulled back. I erred in caution. Nothing has happened anywhere near what they said it would. It is not even in the same ballpark, and they keep trying desperately to hold on to this. Oh, we're going to have a second wave. We probably will have something else out there come the fall, just in time for the election. And I say election in quotes also. But it's just not, it's not what they say is going on, and everyone's hyper focused on this. So stop, get your head out your ass, look around, have some common sense. Why do you blindly trust and believe in celebrities and the government and figureheads? I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. You've got no data. You've got none. I'm a science guy. I loves me some science. Give me some data. Give me some real data. And if I have questions, answer it. Give me some specific answers, because I'll have specific questions. I'm not the smartest guy out there. I don't think I am. I want to know why and what's going on. It's not too much to ask. I mean, why can't I go to the grocery store and get damn rice and stuff? Why can I only buy 1 pack of meat? So this thing selectively wiped out people that work in these packaging plants? No. How about all the FedEx drivers and post office people and shit like that? They wipe them out? No. Here's the best one. People go to the hospital, they get this, they get confirmed that they have this disease, this illness. They get quarantined and shut down. So you've got all these horror stories, these tear-jerking things about women giving birth with no family and people passing away alone, and just horrible things like that to be in a hospital for. And what's the course of action for this? Your nurses and doctors are going to come in wearing a mask and rubber gloves. Most of the time, they may or may not have a face shield on, but regardless, these people will take care of these people, do their work, do their job, and then they go home. Why are they going home? If this stuff is so virulent and deadly, why don't they have living quarters and facilities and quarantine areas for the healthcare providers? Why don't they have that? Why aren't these bodies being burned up as fast as they can get them out if this stuff is so virulent? Why aren't they wearing biosuits? I keep asking this. I was asking this on the onset. If this stuff is so virulent, why is a damn polypropylene paper mask recommended for it? that your homemade masks are okay for it. If you can smell a fart through this thing, you're going to inhale this pathogen. It just doesn't make any sense, and you people are just gobbling it up. You can't even think. You can't critically think, but you can spout out why you got to listen to the orders. You can tell me that without hesitation. Show me some real data. Show me some data. Shut me up, please. I'm begging. I'm begging you guys. Somebody, shut me up. Shut me up. That's your challenge for the next however long it takes me to get agitated enough to make a video.